Hi guys, welcome to this week's video. What we're gonna do today is first of all start very quickly with the speed paint so we have something to look at. So you know that challenge where you just draw a character in like different shows art styles? Well, that's exactly what we're gonna do. I chose 10 different anime shows and we'll do 5 in this video, 5 in next week's video that I'm gonna be drawing a character in. And what character, you ask? Well, myself, because I want to. I want to know what I look like in all of these universes, and nobody can stop me. And I actually hope that you'll come along with me. So the first style that I decided to do is the Ghibli style. I just looked up a whole bunch of references. I have like a board on Canva where I just put like all the references that I needed. And while I started thinking about what I would look like in this universe, and then I just started drawing it. But this one is actually a little, well, how do I say this? I started over. I did this one first and I really didn't like it. And then I did it again, like, after finishing 3 others. So I don't know what you're seeing right now, but I do not want to look at the first attempt. It was really stiff and it just really didn't look good. And that was mostly because of the hair. And let me tell you, my hair is gonna be an incredible hurdle in this video. There are so little shows that actually have someone with curly hair, let alone like dyed hair, because I dyed my hair like a while ago, so now like half my hair is my own hair color and the other half is like blonde sort of, but like different. My hair is really hard to draw, honestly, and I'm actually planning to dye my hair just like a normal brown very soon, so I should have done this after dyeing it, which would have made things a lot easier, but I didn't, so well, we're just gonna have to go with what we have. So I tried figuring out if there were any Ghibli characters that actually had multiple colored hair. I even rewatched that scene where Howl, like, his hair color changes, but that was like really gradual and not like, it just shifted from one color to the other, and that was not what I needed. So yeah, that much for the hair. So at the first attempt I made it very sharp, and then at the second attempt I actually made it way more rounded and way simpler in a way. I really focused on the overall outline, like the shape, instead of all the like tiny parts. For the eyebrows, I realized that there's actually a pretty wide variety in shapes and lengths and color. Well, I also noticed that the men mostly have like thick eyebrows and the women like thinner eyebrows, but I just wanted to give myself thick eyebrows because I felt like it, so I think that's what I ended up going with. So yeah, some other things that I realized while looking up the style, like studying it, like the eyes are, well, the eyes actually differ a lot as well, like some have eyelashes and the eye color. Luckily my eye color is brown, so I could just kind of go with the one shape with the highlights. And then for my clothes, I originally did like a normal t-shirt, but then I found out that there's actually no Ghibli character, at least that I could find with my little patience, that just wore a simple shirt, so I did something a little bit different, a little bit more exciting. And as for the face in general, I mostly just looked at Arrietty from Secret World of Arrietty. Is that what it's called? I don't know. That one movie with the little person. And I think that's it. That's what the first one looked like, Studio Ghibli. And then next up, Attack on Titan. Probably the one that looks like my own art style the most. Because when I draw like Attack on Titan characters, I never really changed that much because the style is kind of similar. Not necessarily how I render things, but just like the proportions of the face and the eyes was pretty similar, so I was like, this isn't gonna be that much of a problem, of a challenge, and it wasn't all that bad. I don't think, once again, it was very, very hard to find someone with curly hair. The only ones I could kind of find was Hitch, but she doesn't really have curly hair, and then Niccolo, but he has very short hair, so it was kind of difficult as well. Once again, no one who had actually multiple colored hair. So yeah, I just had to find a way there. But yeah, let me just show you some of the pictures, the reference pictures that I took of myself with what I had to work with. Because look at this. Look at all those curls. I don't even understand what's going on, and it makes it really hard to simplify them, and especially to simplify them in a different art style that you've never drawn in, that is also has a specific look, but that specific look doesn't, like, they don't even do it, you know. It was a struggle. Alright, please bear with me. If you're gonna do this challenge, pick a character that has straight hair. I also wanted to go with the Mappa art style instead of the Wit art style because I just like the Mappa one better. And I also feel like that one looked more like my style once again, so that would have been easier. For references for like my face, I looked at quite a bunch of characters. I like looked at Ani, at Armin, at Mikasa, just kind of everyone almost. My eyes were really much like Gabby's because I figured those look alike. And then for like the outfit, I just went with the normal outfit that the scouts wear in like the final season. I would have looked at Mikasa, but I don't really have her body type, so I mostly look at Armin's. And I've drawn it before, so it wasn't really much special. I just drew it, and yeah, I just really tried to notice things about how they render stuff, and I just tried copying that and make it look like myself, and I think it kind of worked. So there we have it. I kind of like it. I think this one turned out one of the best, maybe. But once again, the hair is and will also always be a struggle. So next up in line is Violet Evergarden, but after 2 failed attempts, I gave up, went to work, and went to bed. So it was the next day, and I actually still felt too intimidated, so we're gonna do Evangelion. Neon Genesis Evangelion. So this one was probably, along with Ghibli, the one that was farthest away from my own style, so it was kind of a struggle, but everything is a struggle, that's why it's a challenge. At this point I also realized that I don't actually really enjoy drawing in different styles. I just want to do my own thing, but alas, it was too late, and I did actually enjoy like the others in the end. Also, I didn't realize I wasn't recording until a couple minutes passed, but forgive me, but you really didn't miss all that much, it was really just a couple of minutes. So the Evangelion art style is actually pretty close to like the 19th shoujo anime art style, like Sailor Moon and all those. So like the really big eyes and the like teeny tiny nose as a mouse, which I just had to copy them from. I mostly looked at Ritsuko Akagi, because I felt like she looked the most like me, because like Asuka and Rei are like 14-year-old and I'm not 14-year-old myself. So I decided to look at like the older women. So it was kind of a struggle with the face, but I think we got there in the end. And then for the hair, once again, I could not find anyone who has curly hair, so I decided to just make my hair straighter then. Even though that is not what my hair looks like. But coming back to the actual art, when it came to the coloring, I don't know, I kind of just picked some normal colors. I first picked like, I wanted to make the suit yellow because yellow is my favorite color. And for the suit I kind of combined like Rei's and Asuka's suit because I don't know, why not? Those that just felt right, I don't know. And I originally made myself 02 because that is my favorite number, 2 at least, not 02. But then I was like, Asuka already has that one, and if I'm just gonna copy her design, then it's gonna look really, really cheap. And I was like, I go low, but not that low. So eventually I think I ended up with like 06, but it's off screen anyway, so you can't really see it. Oh, and for the eyebrows, I like the eyebrows in the show. They look like very pointy. But yeah, I picked like this yellow color and then I didn't really like it. So I like kind of changed it, like made it a different hue. And then at the very end, I also added like a sort of like noisy filter that just made it look more like the 90s old anime style. And there we have it, the finished results. I kind of like this one. It's very far from my own style, so yeah, what can I say about it? I think I succeeded in copying the anime's art style. Next up we have Haikyuu, still not Violet Evergarden, I'm sorry, she's gonna be the showstopper, I tell you. So finally someone in the show who actually has grown out dyed roots. Obviously Kenma, and I love that. I was able to just copy that and it looked great. It looked like the show's art style. I had not need to come up with anything myself. So thank you, Haikyuu, for having someone with dyed hair. But when it came to curls, there was only this one guy. And he had very short hair and like dark black, so you couldn't even see the individual lines. But it was more than nothing. At least Haikyuu gave me something to work with. As for like the rest of it, it was honestly enjoyable. The first one that was actually like enjoyable, I feel like it felt kind of easy to copy this style. I also learned that Haikyuu is pretty diverse, like way more diverse than I thought, because at first glance it looks like they have like same face syndrome, But then I looked at the individual characters and I was like, wait, no, they all have like different eyes, different eyebrows, different, maybe not so much different mouths or anything, but like they look very different actually. And as for my face, I mostly copied like, or referenced this one girl in the, I don't know if it, I don't think it's an actual character, like an actual main character, but like this girl in the crowd that just really happened to look like me. If this is some important character, I'm sorry. I have watched the show, but once again, I'm sorry to all the fans. I watched all of it in double speed because I was told that it was like pretty boring and it's just like 4 or 5 seasons of guys playing volleyball. So I watched it in double speed, but I did actually really enjoy it. I still haven't watched like the final movie because it wasn't out when I watched the series. I also haven't read the manga, but I will watch the final movie. I liked it. I liked the show. And then once again, back to the art. I just gave them myself the Karasuno uniform. I'm also really not sure if I spelled Karasuno correctly because I was too lazy to like copy and pasted everything in. I was just like, I'll write it, but my reference was vague and now I'm not really sure, but it's fine. And then once again for the number, I picked 02 because 2 is still my favorite number. I'm actually not sure who has 02 in the anime and manga. I should look that up. Oh, I think it's Sugawara. Is that his name? The one with the gray hair. I kind of like him. I like him. That's great. I replaced him. And there we have it. Like I said, the curly hair was kind of a struggle a little bit, but for the rest I think it went really easily and I kind of like it. And then last, but maybe not least, we finally arrived at the Violet Evergarden or Kyoto Animation art style. This one really felt like a struggle, but it actually wasn't too bad. Like after my 2 or 3 failed attempts, I don't know why, but I picked like this off the shoulder, not off the shoulder, like over the shoulder look that didn't make it any easier, and like I was wearing a hoodie in my reference, which also didn't make it easier. But anyways, we got there. For the face, I don't know why, but I really struggled with it. It was probably the angle and I couldn't like find one that fitted. But eventually we kind of got there. I got the eyes sort of correct, I think. And then it came to the hair, and wow, that was a struggle. So, you know, Violet Evergarden has this very distinct way of drawing and like rendering hair, which is very detailed. And yeah, like I said, my references were kind of hard to work with. But I think we also got there. I figured that it would mostly really look like the art style when I rendered it. And I'm gonna say render because how is the animation that rendered? Anyways. For once again, almost no characters with curly hair or multiple colored hair, but alas, I am not even complaining anymore. I am complaining. I'm not even surprised anymore. So instead I decided to go with a gradient for once. I figured maybe that works like way better. And I actually really liked how that ended up looking. So for the shading, I was not gonna pick 80 shading colors. So for once I like used a multiply layer, which I think worked. And I just kind of looked at the show's art style and tried to copy it with the rendering. For the rendering of the face, it was really, really simple, except for like the eyes, but I couldn't find a like focused, like sharp picture of the eyes, and I just kind of had to guess. So I'm actually gonna have to like change them a little bit and like make them more like the art style. And then for the clothing, I really did not have any idea, so I just did something very simple, and I'm like, it's fine. Overall, I think I kind of like how this one turned out. I don't know if it's recognizable. I don't know. I can't look at it with like unbiased eyes. But let me know if it looks like it. And that was our 5th and final art style for this video. You could already kind of see which ones I'm planning to do next week. But if you still have any recommendations and you're early, you can just give them in the comments. I'm not gonna do something I forgot to mention. I'm not gonna do art styles that I haven't of shows that I haven't seen. So if you're like, where's JoJo's? Where's One Piece? Where's Bleach? Where's Naruto? I don't know. I'm sorry. I haven't watched those shows. I'm not gonna do it. I don't feel qualified to like represent them. And I'm not just gonna do it because other people want me to do it. But if you still have any other recommendations, drop them in the comments. Also, let me know which of these shows is your favorite and which one you thought turned out best. stay tuned for next week, which is when I'm gonna do the other 5. If you enjoyed, please maybe drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. We're almost at 1,000 already, which is insane. That is a lot of people. And it would be really cool to reach that goal. So if you want to subscribe, I normally don't say it because I think it's annoying. But for once, maybe. I will see you guys next week. I hope that your day is filled with beautiful arts. Maybe go rewatch that favorite show of yours. Maybe just have an amazing day. Bye bye.